welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Here we go already. We are at Wednesday.
Wow.
So nice. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling because I was saying this last week, man. I kind of realized that Monday wasn't my day. Many people are like, oh, man, Monday's always been stereotypically that day. Everybody dreads. It's just so tough. I realized here recently that Wednesday is that day.
Wednesday, you drag?
Wednesday is my toughest day. I think it's where I think I'm the most overwhelmed. I think it's where it starts to get me. I get my rest caught up on the weekends. Monday, Tuesday, I feel pretty good. Wednesday's where I just start feeling it. It's like a war. And, with any kind of war or a basketball game, any kind of game, you see momentum and you're like, okay, I'm in control. Wednesday's the day where it flips. It's where the show and the stress starts to beat me, and I'm still here and I'm still in the game, but I don't feel like I'm winning.
Well, just the wear and tear from Virginia's voice alone on a Wednesday.
Yes.
It's very alarming.
Whatever.
And Aubrey from Ohio sent an email, and she said, I was listening back to your podcast on May 15th, and Kevin was saying that Wednesdays are way worse than Mondays, and this is so true. I'm an intervention specialist for a K through 3 autism unit. I got 5 kiddos, and there are 2 other autism units and 1 elementary behavior unit at my school, and every Wednesday there are multiple disasters. Kids running away off campus, random dogs from the community getting into the playground, and the kids in each room go off at different times during the day. Kids will throw chairs, they'll jump on tables, they'll climb walls, they'll break things, they'll scream, and just have major meltdowns. By Thursday and Friday, they're all exhausted, which makes the days much more chill.
Could you imagine a full moon on a Wednesday?
Did she say random dogs get in on the playground and chase kids?
I think that's what she said, yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, right? It's mass chaos. Wednesday's that day. Just all hell's breaking loose. It's almost like the tide has turned a bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Damn.
She said, thanks for the laughs, and talking about parenting fails always makes me feel better. Yes, you realize it. There are a lot of really bad parents out there.
It is good to know, though, when you make a dumb, bonehead parent move, you're not alone. We've all done it.
How long does it take you to kind of usually recover? If you know you kind of fucked up as a parent and you're going, oh, I think I messed up. How long do you feel bad for it usually?
Depends on the infraction.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Yeah. One of your worst infractions. How long does it take you to kind of get back to normal mentally?
I mean, some of them you'll carry for life and feel guilty.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have some in your head that you could?
At least 5 or 6.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
That without a doubt you messed up your child.
Yep.
Would you say, because without a doubt, the ones on the top of my list are typically when I'm drunk. Those are my tops. And it's just I'm drunk acting a fool.
Yeah, there's definitely some of those. There's been some pretty stupid sober things I've done too. But
Okay, all right. I have a lot less. So pretty much all the ones, my worst parenting moments I'm most ashamed of, it's drinking was involved.
And those are the ones you still look back and go,
that was just, what are you doing? You let it get away from you. Your kids were
yeah.
around. They could see this. Like, they got to be like, oh my, because I've got no memories of my parents ever acting a fool. They were always on point.
Really?
Always on point. Yeah, well, neither one of them really ever drank.
My mom,
so there was no alcohol in our house.
My mom was very against drinking. My dad wouldn't drink a lot. Every now and then, he needed a little taste, but he'd have to kind of almost hide it and come home. And that son of a bitch should have been drinking, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, right.
And I say son of a bitch in a loving way. Yeah. But yeah, they were completely opposite on those kind of things.
Yeah. So if I did not drink, I probably would not have a lot of, oh man. But yeah, it's usually the booze. But I have left kids at gyms and things like that, and I was completely sober for that. So I would have a separate list.
There are definitely, and those mistakes are just from trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah.
And then you're not doing anything effectively when you do everything poorly.
I bet I know which one for you is the lobster claw.
Lobster claw is pretty bad. I was drunk then.
Yes.
That was pretty bad.
But that would be one that you hold as a, oh gosh.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a bad one. Definitely.
Yeah, there's a few in there. So I'm glad to tell other people at least. Yeah, you know what? Look, I think a lot of us are not awesome parents all the time.
Well, I think people are human and people make mistakes. And
I
I'm
agree.
sure if you asked your parents and they were honest, they may not have drank, but I'm sure they weren't perfect. And I'm sure there's things they did or they didn't handle the right way that they probably felt bad about. I think everyone's like that, no?
Yeah.
Totally.
And my daughter knows how to say the right things at the right time. She's in the chat room. She says, I think you're a great parent.
Oh, look at that.
What a sweet pig.
Look at that.
I think
adorable.
as they get older, they do start to see, okay, my dad did the best he could.
He's a flawed man.
He's a flawed man, but we're all flawed, and you get some grace when they get in their 20s.
Yeah.
The teens, they judge you very harshly.
Well, even just when I clean my kitchen, I'm really on my hands and knees and scrubbing my kitchen. I really, as an adult, I appreciate when my mom would do that, and then she'd get all pissed off, would go in there, fucking spill Kool-Aid everywhere. You get why your mom would get so pissed off at you for.
Can you imagine how much a young Jbird spilled? An old Jbird spills epic amounts.
And I still do, and I got to clean it all up, and it's annoying. So imagine cleaning in the kitchen, and then little Jbird comes in there, just fucking it all up. You have appreciation when you get older, to your point.
You do.
Imagine the paper towels they went through in that Pennington household.
Oh, my God.
And we were so not green back then. This is the 80s. Everything was just fucked.
Waste.
Yeah, waste, eat.
I got a question here from Nick. He said, why was Jbird wearing a long sleeve black hoodie in the middle of 90-degree heat yesterday?
Yeah, you do look like a heroin addict.
Was that yesterday? Oh, yeah. Oh, you must have saw the video.
Okay.
I don't know, dog. I don't have a proper answer for you. Because
It's cold.
Nuts.
It's cold in this studio. They keep it cold. I turned it up. But when I walked in here this morning, it was on 62.
It was very cold in the studio.
Cold.
And then me and Virginia were on such a mission mode yesterday. We left here to try to find my phone. So that's all I was thinking about. I didn't even realize I had a sweater on. And I honestly think because me and Virginia went out there to where my phone was pinging this apartment complex, it was kind of weird.
It was weird. And there was so much activity, Kevin.
Yeah.
I think we asked enough questions and we looked like we were out of place. We were not in, we were in the middle of construction.
We were talking to construction workers. We were talking to dudes that lived in that apartment. Like, we were trying to do something, do anything.
I'm not kidding you, because from where we were at, it only took me 6 minutes to drive to my house. By the time I got home, there was already an email saying, we have your phone, blah, 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 and I'll drive it to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think we did something, Nancy Drew.
I mean, you never know. You never know. It might have just been timing, but I think you have to do something. If you see that your phone is pinging somewhere, just a pure curiosity, you have to go see what the hell's going on there. Who would have ever expected when we got there, there's a major, loud construction project. There's no way we could ever hear a ping.
Couldn't hear any pinging.
Never.
No, I love
All you needed was silence.
The loudest.
Believe me, I got the silence when I drove home by myself. Oh, that silence was so loud. I was thinking my whole week is fucked. I got to buy a new phone.
Yeah.
I have to get into my work email. It's
a lot.
It screws everything up.
And then lo and behold, you get home and voila.
My phone, they had my phone.
And they drive it to you. Yeah. And you give them a fat tip, which is the right thing to do.
I gave them a fat tip.
Good.
Well played. Well played.
I hope that that's what everybody does, because then that will encourage Lyft and Uber drivers to just bring you your phone back instead of trying to go sell it on the black market or sell it to some shady person that's going to take the SIM card out of it and all that.
I was pretty impressed how quick Lyft kind of worked with me and helped me. I couldn't believe it. I was kind of shocked.
That's impressive. That's
it
good.
Was.
Yeah.
3 days is not quick, but it is good that it happened.
Oh, 3 days is quick for me.
3 days is not quick.
Well,
That's a long time for a man to be on the ropes looking for his phone. 12 hours, that's quick. That's what I want. I got mine in 12 hours.
Yeah, you should be hating on that.
Yeah, fuck
what are you
Lyft.
talking about? No positivity around here.
3 days
They
is
suck.
not quick.
Fuck Lyft.
I know. Can a man have a positive moment?
No.
It's okay.
Fuck them.
Fuck Lyft.
No, I don't say that. But don't call it quick.
Michael said, Bird, what is your opinion on the Wendy's breakfast? I am a huge fan of the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant they have there.
To be quite honest with you, I've tried to get it twice now, and both times I've went to Wendy's, no one comes to the door or the menu thingy, the drive-through.
Really?
Yes, I've tried to get breakfast twice now.
And they weren't open for breakfast?
They were open. They just the drive-through they wouldn't come, and I didn't have time to run in there. So I was just like, all right,
fuck Wendy's.
fuck Wendy's now.
Did you realize they closed that Burger King right there by Lake Park?
About time. Yeah.
It's done.
'Cause,
I
well-
drove by it yesterday and empty.
Oh, imagine that. People don't like an attitude problem with their Whopper. Huh.
That thing's donezo.
They closed the one in West Palm on Palm Beach Lakes and Broadway.
Dang.
That's gone as well.
It is, to me, the worst customer service out of all of the fast food. Within the last 10 years, they have really shit the bed. And you're talking to a guy who loved Burger King.
Yeah, they're dying. They're dying. They are on their way out.
I'm happy for Buds because right there in that neighborhood, they will see more traffic from a thing like that Burger King closing.
Oh, they will. That BK's been there since I was a child. That's,
Yeah.
I remember my mom and Aunt Ann, that would be a big thing. We'd get a sack full of bacon cheeseburgers from Burger King. And they are. We're talking the good stuff, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
back in the day, there was nothing like a Whopper.
Or a double bacon cheeseburger. Oh, it's making me... Oh,
Me too.
it's making me wet.
Oh, Kevin, we need burgers stat.
Okay. Yeah, I think yesterday was National Burger Day. Today is National Biscuit Day.
Ooh.
What's your take on a biscuit?
Well, obviously, I love a Red Lobster biscuit. Rest in peace.
Okay.
I like a lot of biscuits.
I do too. I think a biscuit can be great.
I love a biscuit. Look, I don't eat them. It's not on my diet. But as a fat kid, just in my life, I've had them. It's a big Southern thing, too. And,
yes.
man, that was just it. You know, everywhere. My family's always, they're pretty much Southern. And, man, they make some amazing biscuits. Oh, they're just so fluffy and light. And you could drizzle it in honey, put honey all over it. You put gravy on it. Man,
What?
it's a big staple. Biscuits are a big staple in the Southern diet.
Throw a little cheese inside to make it
do
kind of
that.
like a cheese
could do
biscuit
that.
of sorts.
Yeah.
Cheesy biscuit.
There's a lot to do with it.
I am going to be a bad girl today.
Yeah.
She got her phone back.
I feel so...
Things are
order
looking
food?
up.
I feel so relieved. You're right. Yeah, I feel so like a weight's been lifted. I'm going to eat so poorly.
DoorDash,
Oh, that's,
Uber Eats.
No, I know where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I think I'm going to go to... I'm craving Joseph's Classic Market.
Interesting.
Okay. You got your mark?
I do. I have my mark.
Okay.
Brace yourself, Joe.
Oh, Joseph's going to get it.
It's coming in hot, horny, wet.
Oh, yeah. So
What's on your mind? What are you getting there?
I always get a sub there. I always go to the bakery part, and then I always go to the pasta section.
You don't get a
Okay.
pizza?
I go to the pizza area.
Of course.
Well.
It's
So
kinda
a
like
sub, pasta, and pizza.
Well, it's for a couple. It's free, no.
Yeah.
A couple days.
For a couple hours.
It's just I like food safety.
Well, if I'm going,
Exactly.
I might as well make the trip worth it.
Exactly, because you can get stuff at a place like that you normally can't get it at your regular grocery
I
store.
know. I thought about you last night because we ordered Chinese food and I really wasn't hungry, but I ordered like a soup. I ordered an extra rice. I ordered dumplings and I just put it in the fridge and I'm like, oh, he is rubbing off on me. I have food insecurity and I have all this stuff in there just waiting for me and I know it's there, so we're cool.
The safety of having a doggy bag or just food you know that is delicious or cozy, it really is an amazing feeling. Sometimes you go out there just to go get a sandwich, it's a fucking war zone. Just getting a sandwich.
You're right. So stock up.
You're out there on North Lake Boulevard and
Get 2 sandwiches and put one in the fridge.
you always get 2 sandwiches.
Okay. That's just a code of life.
You'll never not see me get 2 sandwiches.
Okay.
If you see, I must have COVID or something.
Something's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Be worried.
Yes.
If we wanted to tell the real bird from the fake bird, you ever have that where they do that in soap operas or, in sci-fi movies?
You'd be like, yep, that bitch got one sandwich. That ain't him.
That'd be one of the tasks you do. Be like, hey, why don't you go buy a sandwich? And you watch him. If he gets one, you'd be like, fake bird.
It would be the fake bird.
Yep. That's how you figure it out. Brandon in West Palm Beach said, since Suits is leaving soon, is there any possibility we can get one last mukbang? The first 2 were great, and it's been a few years. I always rewatch the videos late night when I'm hungry and bored.
They said the mukbang was kind of half our audience loved it, half of them hated it.
Brandon apparently loved it.
But I'm down with it. It's just you're eating and you're talking. So some people get really grossed out by it.
Yeah.
And then some people
if you don't want to watch it, don't click on it.
Right.
Exactly.
They click on it and they're watching. Like, I hate this. This is terrible. I'm going to let them know this is terrible. I hate this.
That's the internet way.
I'll tell them again. Another comment. I still hate it. I've been watching for 20 minutes. Gosh, it's not getting any better.
Oh, people.
Still terrible.
People love hating.
Yeah. I've been here for 2 hours. It's still terrible. You suck.
This is the dumbest shit, Jason. You're such a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
We should have you feeding him. That would be cute.
Let's get as weird as you want.
I like that.
We can mukbang it up. Yeah, we might as well get as many videos out of Suits as possible.
Okay, that's right. Got to make it count. The clock is ticking. Robert said, how is Virginia more willing to do a you suck shot than drink a Mountain Dew?
It's insane.
Yeah, less calories, less sugar.
Yeah, right. I hear you.
Sometimes, too, I think what happens, Virginia forgets it's weird, or it's World Record Wednesday, and that there might be a challenge, and she's got to mentally prepare for that.
Yeah.
And she never knows what it is. So I think there's a little bit of that goes on. Am I off?
You are correct. I forget about it, but I did read the prep ideas, and I saw the soda at like 6 a.m., and I was like, oh my gosh. Bitch, do not draw the low card. Just don't draw the low card because you don't want to chug a whole soda. I don't drink that much sugar.
I will say she drank 88% of her soda.
Yeah.
And I was trying to be in the hunt.
You did.
But I knew you beat me.
Yeah.
I can't battle this guy on chugging Mountain Dew.
But there is.
Yeah. It's just straight if you want to look at a strength zone.
But even I'm a bitch ass chugger. I'm telling you, there are people out there listening that can chug so awesome, next level.
My husband.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Yeah, you got a hidden skill.
Can I have consent to ask a question?
Sure.
Has it ever turned you on, like made you wet or anything?
Kinda.
I knew it.
It did on my birthday
I knew it.
because I already
Oh, wow.
had like a little buzz by the time we got to Irish Kevin's.
Of course.
And I was like getting all charged up. All my friends were there, like all my girls were there. It was so fun. And then when he went up on stage, all my girls were like, "Damn, that's your man!" And they were all charged up by it too.
Well, I remember you telling that story, and you came off like a va-va-voom, like you were, I don't know.
Yeah, I like a man that can peacock and impress. A whole crowd was cheering for him.
He was like a hero.
He was a hero amongst men that chug
And
on
you're
the
holding out for a
reg.
hero.
And he doesn't even normally chug.
So that's what turns her on.
Yeah.
Her husband becoming an alcoholic.
Dripping.
Oh, God, he's getting so drunk. He's turning me on.
Oh my gosh.
I can shit in his eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But he wasn't drunk. I mean, he really only had that, and he had a couple shots, and that's it.
Yeah.
So he still held it together. Unlike his wife.
Yeah, what's that like?
Oh, his birthday hooker was drunk.
Yeah, if you're talking about what you consumed, yeah, one Mountain Dew, 170 calories. Oh, look at that. Carbohydrates, 46 grams. Sugars, 46 grams. I actually thought it was going to be higher in caloric intake than 170, but
Yeah.
the sugars and carbs are pretty impressive.
I try to cut it down. I love it.
Just love it.
You
huh?
grew up with it.
I did.
That's the thing. Panda, the same thing. He grew up drinking Pepsi. That's what they did in Buffalo. They love a Pepsi.
Okay.
And so I think when you have a kid and you train him early, soda, that's just the life he's going to live.
I really I've cut down my soda intake tremendously, but there are times, almost like an alcoholic, where if I get stressed out, I can feel it in my bones. Go, oh, I need a do.
Just make sure you don't say, I need a dude.
Yes, I need a Mountain Dew.
Hello, here.
I need a dude. All right.
Sarah had said, you had the email today of the KVJ court with the husband and wife not agreeing on whether or not to take advantage of the Disney Club after they've checked out of their hotel, and then they spent $60 on the trip back to South Florida, and she sounded like she might have been a little salty about it. Her husband's like, oh, what are you going to teach our kids by doing that? That's stealing. But Sarah said the Disney Club is good through the end of the day of checkout. So you could have done it, should have done it. You'd have been fine. No bad lesson for the kids there.
Not at all.
Yep.
It's kind of making him look like a dummy.
He did not come out looking good with that.
Dude, you're fighting about this?
Yeah.
This is what you choose to make a stand about?
Yeah.
Wasn't it 18% of our audience agreed with them?
And
17.
17%.
They're not looking so bright either.
There are people were going in on them to go, 17% of your audience is a bunch of fucking dorks.
If your card still works, you go to the club level. Like, duh.
Yeah. And Stassi said, high-end hotels always allow you to use amenities for the entire day of your check-in or check-out dates. And that's good to know. We stay at Marriott a lot, and we always arrive hours before check-in time. We leave our bag at luggage, and then we use the beach or the pool. Sometimes the hotel will get our room ready early, too, if we ask nicely.
Yep.
And the same with the day we check out. We leave the bag. We spend the day at the beach or the pool. It was never an issue.
And here's another little tip, too. When you're checking in or when you get there, if your room's not ready, throw them some little chocolates or something, a little candy. That'll sometimes get you an upgrade.
Is Marriott considered fancy?
It's a high mid.
Holiday Inn fancy?
No, that's low mid.
What would you say, like a Comfort Inn?
That's low.
That's low? Mm-hmm. Low?
Yeah.
It's not mid?
Dude, you want me to spell it? L-O-W.
Well, then fuck you.
He's not getting it.
Look, I mean, they're nice Comfort Inns, though. I've stayed at some.
Okay, but we're talking, that's basically, like a Comfort Inn would be an IHOP or a Denny's, in your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Marriott is definitely upper mid.
Would you say Marriott would be an Outback Steakhouse? Like that level?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Talking about the high end, can't think of any place probably on planet Earth that's more high end than Monaco. They just had their F1 race there over the weekend.
We learned so much about Monaco. I am fascinated.
Yeah, I really honestly, because it's so small and it's just tucked in there, kind of like the south of France and right by Italy there in the Mediterranean. And if I had to say anywhere else in the world that I would probably live other than South Florida, it would be in that pocket. Just, it seems amazing. The weather seems fantastic.
Except you don't have enough money to live in Monaco.
No, not at all. I mean,
Monaco wouldn't want you.
No, I know it would never happen. But yeah, Greece and that whole Mediterranean coast, just I've seen some of the photos and everything. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Dr. Astrid said, yeah, you can go to Monaco as a regular person. I've driven through there, and I found a hotel for $300 a night. It's okay. It's a little crowded for me.
Huh.
But yeah, it is nice. So I've seen photos, and I was talking to, remember Olivia? He was our intern like 20 years ago. He lives in Brussels.
We love him. He still sends us Belgian chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Some of the best chocolate you'll ever have.
Yeah, he said he would take the train. You could take the train in there, and so, he's aware of it. Europeans will go there, and it's gorgeous, and it's nice.
What are you doing over there, fidgets?
Yeah.
Can you hit your microphone again?
Not having a great Wednesday.
But you got that phone.
That's right. That's right. So it's very nice. Yeah, they got cool little place there. Maybe one day.
How far is Monaco from Italy? Because that will be the first trip I take.
I think it's kind of touched off. I think it's kind of like right next to it. I think it borders it.
How many miles, Kev?
Yeah, I don't know. You could talk to Caitlin. She went there last year, so she knows all about
First of
that.
all, hold on. Fuck you. Second of all,
Virginia wants to ask you much shit you don't know.
Kevin knows a lot about Europe, dick.
Yeah,
He's been there. I haven't.
Yeah, it does. Monaco itself, you kind of, it's just it's like the southern part of France, and then just a little bit, I guess it would be to the east. You have Italy, so it's kind of tucked right in between the two, which is a nice little place. Then you got the Mediterranean. There's a lot of little islands, and it's gorgeous stuff. And I think this time of year, this is where the rich people go hang out.
I'll tell you what's gorgeous. I bet that menu over there.
Oh, I bet they have some amazing food.
Could you imagine just going there? Your whole goal is just to take in the town and eat. And of course, do a little porking with your loved one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you do all that.
That's a vacay right there.
Yeah.
Some would say eat everything.
Eat it all. Eat all that pie.
And you know what? This makes sense. I didn't realize this either. Just looking at the geography of over there, Cannes, which is south of France, that is right next to Monaco.
That's where they're having the film festival right now, where that female security guard keeps pushing people.
So if you want to talk about the place to go where all the rich and famous people go, you go to the Cannes Film Festival and you go to the F1 in Monaco.
Okay.
Very fancy.
Yeah, that's where like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think they go to Saint-Tropez, all that kind of area.
That's where they meet up with the Illuminati.
Oh yeah? You know what, that does feel like they're having a James Bond movie or something like that. I think they've done like Monaco and all that kind of stuff. It's a very James Bondy kind of area. That's why I want to go. It's so cool, Virginia, but you're right, I don't have any money.
I'd love to go, but I'm broke. And they won't give me that much vacation.
Was your Jerusalem trip a ton of money?
No. I think Queen and I both went. Yeah, I mean, it was, it's sizable, and we had to save up for it for, a couple years.
Put a number on it. Put a number on it.
I think it was, I think we both went maybe a little over $5K.
A piece?
Oh, no,
I
for
think
both of them.
Yeah, I think for both, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were gone for a while.
Yeah, it was like a 9-day trip. So, yeah, they do the tour thing with a hotel, and you fly over there, and, yeah. So, and honestly, that was that's one of those things, man, I will never regret that. Every penny of that was so well spent. And that's the way I feel about traveling. Just to say I've been there.
The last time I went to Oregon, holy shit, was that expensive? And I don't know if it was worth it. It was very expensive to travel out there. Of course, I did it all wrong. I waited
till the last minute to buy my tickets.
During the holidays.
I don't like to get a ticket ahead of time. He likes to walk in the airport and buy it there.
How could I make this as expensive as possible?
I never said I adulted well.
Got an email here from Andy in Miami. Said, what is the right time to get a new pet? 2 of my pets passed away on the same day last October.
Oh, damn.
And yesterday my sister told me our family about a kitten her coworker had found that she wants to adopt. Everybody else in my family is for it, but I just don't feel ready to have a new pet in our family. What do you guys think? Is 7 months too soon?
You are asking the wrong person, because people have been trying to get me to adopt a dog, and it's been 3 years since Chewy has passed away, and I still can't do it. I'm such a pussy when it comes to it. I know eventually I will get a dog, but I understand your emotion of not being able to move on from it. I really do get that. Mm-hmm. Maybe the shrine in my living room might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Guy, I can't let go.
I think your heart tells you. I think that's it. Nobody can tell you when it is right. You can't. It's not one of those things you can ever put a time limit on.
Well, if you have a special relationship with an animal, like I did with a Chewy, we just bonded. He became my friend, and that was something through COVID, and I wasn't expecting any of that. And if you have that kind of relationship with an animal, and other people don't get that, you feel like you've lost a friend, or even sometimes worse than a human, because humans can tell you a lot of times what's going on. An animal can't. You have to guess. and try to make them feel better. So I get your pain. I also get why people would think I'm a pussy for not trying to get a dog after 3 years, but I do understand what that email means.
Well, it is a rather interesting concept because I would say that the love and the attachment that people have to their pets equals what some people have for their children. And it'd be the same thing. Imagine if you had lost a child and you'd be like, okay, are we ready to do another one? Look, man, I can tell you firsthand that, man, it can get topsy-turvy trying to bring, a child into this world that I'm not sure emotionally I would be able to do something. If I lost one of my kids and it'd be like, the queen was like, all right, let's try again. I'd be like, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of pain to go through and risk again.
I struggled hard with the loss of Chewy, and I'm not going to lie, man, I don't want to go through that pain again. It really fucked me up badly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no doubt. There's a story that I follow, and look, hey, celebrities are celebrities, but, they're humans too. I just wonder what it's like for Brad Pitt. Because, man, it just seems like, and maybe he deserves it. So I have no idea what happened behind the scenes, but it seems like all of his kids have turned on him. All of them. And I don't know if it's Angelina Jolie that turned them or if Brad Pitt did it himself on his own with his own actions. That's very possible. But the latest is Vivian. I think that's the one that they had biologically together, right?
Yes.
Vivian Jolie Pitt. She doesn't use Pitt. She, I guess, is doing some play, and in the bill that they have, which, announces the cast, is just Vivian Jolie. She doesn't use Pitt. I mean, those are the kind of digs. That's the kind of stuff, we're talking about bad parenting or whatever, but, man, if that were, in a sense, that's a way a kid disowns a parent. When they don't use your name, it's, in a sense, saying that you're not my parent, I don't recognize you as that, and man, that would be a blow. It's different than physically losing a child because the child has the potential, but it's like the kid's dead to you because they deny you.
Or is it sometimes the kid wants to try to make their own mark and not use the name of their famous person?
But then you wouldn't use Jolie either.
You're right. That's a stupid comment, Bird.
Yep.
Denny's, can you edit that out?
No, leave it in. I must learn.
You've learned nothing.
I've learned nothing.
Yeah, so I wonder what that's like for Brad. Because, look, even if he did screw up, it sounded like maybe there was some alcohol involved, at least with that one bad night on that flight. Who knows what happened, but, we started this whole thing saying I've had a few bad nights around my kids with the booze. And I can't imagine if one of those nights or any of my experiences, my kids would be like, yeah, not going to use Ralston. Can't do that. Hate you so much, Dad. I'd be like, wow. That'd be tough.
It just sucks because, the other kids were on that flight as well. And so they saw Brad get physical with their sibling. And, he was intoxicated, but they weren't.
What did
he do? Probably doesn't remember how bad it was, but they do.
Did he give his kid a stone cold stunner? What did he do?
I think it got physical. And I think there was pushing, shoving. I don't know if there was punching, but it sounds like it got physical. And for the other kids to witness that,
sure, yeah.
It's not going to be hard for Angelina to turn the other kids against you after they saw that.
This is not like Fight Club. We do not keep secrets. We do talk about this.
Angelina, I'm sure, would remind them of it. It's in it. She doesn't want to be with him, so she wants to make things bad for him, obviously.
Yeah.
You wonder how quick those two got together, how quick where they realized, this is gonna be rough. I know they had kids together, so they had to have liked each other for a little bit.
I remember stories when they're doing the Mr. and Mrs. Smith that there were reports that there were some passionate lovemaking happening in that room. And I think it was just like, fire and gas. I think that it started off like kaboom, and then but it's odd that they dated for so long, and then as soon as they said, we'll never get married, they get married, and then it just went to shit, like super fast.
Like every marriage, yeah.
It was amazing. They were not married, and they were together a long time.
They should have stayed not married.
I guess.
Because everybody was on their best behavior when they weren't married.
Yeah.
As soon as they got married, it sounds like they got comfortable, they started acting a fool.
And I also think, too, at one point, Brad Pitt had a drinking issue.
I think so too.
Yes,
yeah.
I think you're right.
I think he admits that, and it sounds like he's gone completely sober. I mean, he owns a winery, but it doesn't sound like he partakes.
So what happens when that happens? When somebody really, acts a fool as they're an alcoholic or they're going through a tough time with alcohol, they do terrible things, then they do the work and they feel horrible and realize, oh my gosh, I was a monster.
It appears that way, and I don't know. Like I said, we don't have any idea what the stories are truly and what the kids have seen and what their reasoning might be. So this is all speculation on just what, you take glimpses of from the tabloids. But he seems like he's been straight and narrow and sober and doing good stuff and living a good life. And it's been consistent for a long time now. This has been years that Brad Pitt has been this way and been sober. So the fact that you can't still get over it, I'm just wondering if there's still more that happened even after sobriety that is added to it, or are they still holding a grudge from that one thing? Because you would think after a while, be like, hey, look, Dad, I recognize what I was. I've turned it around to be a better dad for you. Can't you in time say, all right, hey, look, he's putting in the work.
Well,
he's a changed person.
That's what I'm asking. If somebody realizes the error of their ways and they do the work and they, want to be involved, do you forgive that? I know you're a forgiving person.
Yeah,
I know.
I would. I couldn't imagine doing that.
And I saw them make a change. I would forgive them.
But these are young kids that are being manipulated by their mother, who I don't think is very far off from Maleficent. So let's just think about that for a second.
Which recognizes witch's name.
I recognize that bitch is a witch. And I certainly wouldn't want to go up against Angelina Jolie.
Tabulating, probably incorrectly, just like AI does, grabbing the bits and pieces from what I have observed, it feels like Brad Pitt got on the straight and narrow, has tried to get redemption, and Angelina Jolie will not hear of it. And she continually reminds the kids of the bad things he did.
And that's always my question: is when someone is trying to redeem their self, and they're
she could build a
really
bridge.
trying. Do you forgive that person?
She could build a bridge, but they're still in litigation. So she's not building no fucking bridge.
Right, because there's still beef. But she can't separate that for the goodness of her kids to have a relationship with their dad. She still hates Brad so much that she won't allow it to happen.
She probably goes out of her way to let her children see her sobbing and crying about what Brad is continuing to do to her to terrorize her. That girl, she ain't dumb. She knows how to poke her.
It feels a little bit like the Ben Affleck Jennifer Garner, and the difference, because Ben Affleck had some substance issues as well, drinking a little bit, and I think had some moments, not really probably a good dad in that. And it feels like Jennifer Garner, at least from hearing them still hanging out and trying to keep everything together, has gone the other way, where she has forgiven him and she's built a bridge with the kids, say, look, he's your father, let's respect him. They all kind of hang out and hearing those stories, which Angelina Jolie has not done. And that's the differences in the two ways to handle this kind of situation.
Well, totally.
Two Jennifers, Jennifer Garner, Jennifer Lopez. Which one's cooler? I wonder which one's cooler.
Mm-hmm. He likes a Jennifer, huh?
He does love a Jennifer. I think Jennifer Garner was way too nice for Ben Affleck. She seems like a
I think
sweet.
It was a mismatch.
I think he likes to fucking drink it. He likes to do it all.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. And I think she's getting remarried, so she's moved on and probably found somebody a better fit for her.
Not to turn this into the dirt of the day, but he looks so sad, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck have I done?
He's fucked.
Shit, I'm with J-Lo.
So Nick was speculating, since Angelina Jolie is being so vindictive and wicked throughout this divorce, Brad Pitt must be regretting cheating on Jennifer Aniston and dumping her on the wayside. If you were Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt started calling you, realizing what a douchebag he was to you, would you take him back? I believe Jennifer Aniston is single, so it could happen. Yeah, I'm not sure. She doesn't really publicize too much. I mean, it has seemed that way, but it's felt like they talk, they're friends, friendly, and it sounds like they have a good relationship, but it's just friends. It feels like Jennifer Aniston has told Brad, hey, been there, done that. It's not happening, but I'll be here for you. I still have love for you, but we're never going to be like that. So I don't see that happening. Do you agree, Virginia?
Yeah. I think everybody's like, they've been through it.
Yeah. I think they said we had our shot. And
we're moving forward. This train is going to be moving forward, not backwards.
Yeah.
If both of them have endless options, why would you go back to something that didn't work out the first time?
I think Pitt and Clooney should I think they're the couple.
They should
They
bone.
are. I saw them. They've got a new project together. The first movie in, I can't, umpteen years.
Do they bone in it?
No, it's just all they've shown right now, which is so typical of them. They're sitting in a car and they're looking disgusted at each other. And that's it. Well, they're not looking at each other, but they each have a look of disgust on their face as they're riding in a car together.
What's the word you always use for them?
Schmarmy.
Schmarmy.
When they get
Schmarmy.
together, they're just so fucking clever.
So
They're
hot.
smarter than you. They're hotter than you.
You're so
they're
right.
funnier than you. They're wittier than you.
And they know it, but
They have more money than you.
Schmarmy. I get that.
They just, because they wear it on their face. They know.
Again, you guys are so fucking
When
cool.
we're together.
What up? I mean, just power.
All the ladies in the audience are
packed.
wet right now.
Oh,
Yes.
We know it.
Schmarmy. That's a great way of describing them. But when they're together.
Yeah, it's like they're like the Wonder Twins. They have this superpower that they know.
No woman could resist the duo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are the biggest puss slayer duo on the planet. They'd walk into any room and everyone would want them.
I hope not. My mom wouldn't have been down.
Your mom would have fucked the.
You take that back.
Yeah.
Right. She's married to.
Which one would she have fucked first, Virginia? Kate Pennington. Who's she jumping on first?
I couldn't say it.
She's going Clooney, right? He's Italian.
It's absolutely.
Oh,
Clooney.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she
Clooney.
would ride him so hard.
Yeah. So fucked up.
That's so
y'all must
twisted.
be cool.
Nick also said, side note, I'm so happy Jbird heard Cardinal by Casey Musgraves. I've been meaning to write in and tell him about that song. He should delve more into her. I think he'd like it. I know he likes Mindy Smith, and she's very similar.
I do. Okay, I love Mindy Smith, and that Cardinal song is my cut. And I heard that at a very weird time, kind of wanting to see a cardinal, and that thing, instead of seeing a cardinal, that song came on.
Yeah.
Never heard it before in my life.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are just so anti-country, but there are these artists that I would put in that, they're almost like folk, alternative.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit well in country, and they just kind of wind up maybe on country radio occasionally. Casey Musgraves is in that category where you're not, the stuff you hate about country, I don't think you're going to get a ton with a lot of her music.
It's got a pube hair of singer-songwriter kind of slightly pop. There's a hint of pop in there.
There is, yeah. She's done a little bit of pop music. She's done a little bit of folk kind of stuff, and then she's had some songs that do sound a little bit more country.
I'm not going to lie. I keep thinking about my mom getting banged by Clooney. Thanks a lot.
Which way does he take her, Virginia?
Oh, definitely from behind.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to play this game?
He turns it around.
Do you want to play this game?
Because my mom's definitely banging Brad Pitt
Girl,
first.
you look good. Won't you back that ass up?
Yeah, if we want to get into it.
Dad, if you hear this, I am so sorry.
All right, y'all. Thanks for the emails. Mail at kvjshow.com. You have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.